A tenacious person possess power. Lord help me, God, they don't hear me today. A tenacious person, they possess the power to stay, baby. They ain't gonna let nothing move them. That's a tenacious person. Everything gonna be coming from every angle, trying to get them to move. But they ain't gonna move. Oh God. Do you hear me, Rick? They ain't gonna move. You hear me, Rick? They ain't gonna move. Everything coming to try to stop them. But there is a power, see, it says stay in power. It didn't say stay in ability. It uses the word power because a tenacious person is not operating on a natural power. They're operating on a supernatural power. It is a power that says, I ain't going to quit. It's a power that says, I ain't going nowhere. It's a power that says, you're not going to stop me, God. It's hard to hang with me if you don't have that kind of power. It's hard to deal with me, I'm telling y'all. If you don't have that kind of ability, it ain't gonna work for you. It won't work. It won't work. It's not a wimp. It's not a punk. It's a staying power. It's a power that when it comes in the room, you know it's in there. It's a power that says, I didn't just come in here, I came in here. It's a staying power. You can't have tenacity. You still struggling with whether you want to be or not. What? Well, definitely, this is one of the hardest licenses there is to get. Tenacity said, oh, well, I'm going to get it. Stay in power. Try to run me out of places. I said, I'll be back. Why? Because I got staying power. Y'all crazy. Man, y'all better take note. Tenacity. This is the life of a kingdom citizen. This is the life of a kingdom citizen. This ain't the life of church. This is the life of a kingdom citizen. A kingdom citizen knows it has rights in that kingdom. And you are not going to sway them any different. I know I got a right to be here. I know I can be here. And my presence is going to be known here. Bet that. God help me. Stay in power. Now this would question a lot of the stuff that we did. Even as I look back over my life and how God did me, you know, I was there. The Lord sent me for just a moment down there with Miss Louise Critton and them down in the hole. He sent me there. Miss Louise came by. There was a season I spent with her. Prayer warrior, you know, praying woman, helped me through so many different things. I've been covered in prayer. That's why I love prayer, because I dealt with prayer, so, you know. And the Lord sent me there for just a moment. And at the time that the Lord lifted me up and led me out, because he led me out, and then he sent me over to First United Pentecostal, put me under Brother Joe wings, there was more prayer that come to me. So then the Lord speak to me again and tell me he wants me to leave. He leads me to Gainesville, Florida, to Brother Arnold. Brother Arnold preaches a message that needed to be imparted into my spirit, and for me to have this. And I go there. Then the Lord leads me back. The Lord lead me. But when he lead me back, I thought he wanted me to go back to First United Pentecostal, because that's where I had been. That was my conformity. I go in First United Pentecostal, and it's not the same anymore. It just didn't feel the same anymore. And it wasn't a resentment feeling or anything, because I didn't leave in error. It was the Lord was leading me somewhere else. So the Lord leads me then to Destiny Church. I sit under Pastor Javon Gould, and I'm there. Well, then while I'm at Destiny Church, I take a route of offense. And so in my route of offense, I'm going to leave. So I leave Destiny Church and I go down to Geneva to Janet German, Pastors Janet Michael and Janet German at the time, times of refreshing. I go down there. Well, of course they receive me because, this is Delphine Lee. So of course they going to receive me because there is a fortitude and a tenacity about me, and I have the charisma and all this little type of stuff. But the thing about it was I was a runaway, because I was offended. So I was a runaway going in somebody else's territory and couldn't really fully commit to those people because I was a runaway. And so then the Lord had to deal with me. You understand? He had to deal with me, to show me, to help me. So then I had to take my little butt right back over there to Javon Gould. And I had to apologize and finish out my season at Destiny. Had to do it. Went and did it too. Finished out my season at Destiny. And when I went in to finish out my season at Destiny, the Lord then sent a link and linked me to Apostle, which will bring the next phase of my life. You see, tenacity. But now on my course of tenacity, I just admitted I took an offense on that path. But I had to get it right. I'm grateful today that I was willing to get it right, that I brought myself to a place of submission and to a place of humility and got it right. Because I realized that my investment was too important. What had been invested in me, y'all see, y'all, man, people play with this, I don't play with this. What had been invested in me, girl, was too great for me to waste over something petty. Because when you jump out of line, you jump out your flow. Your flow don't jump with you. You jump out of your flow. And so you ain't operating in your flow like you supposed to. You now got this strange fire. I'll tell the truth, Delphine, I don't mind. You got a strange fire like the boys in Leviticus. You offering a strange fire to God. Because what happens is now you just dealing with God based off of memory. You just dealing with God based off of what you had with God. You ain't got nothing that you building with God. Why? Because you out of sync. You build with God in sync. When you step out of sync, God is still over here. So you dealing with God based off of a memory and off of some things, which is now you offering up strange fire. And so if you from that position try to even deal with people and try to witness to people and try to still call yourself a preacher or whatever the case may be with that strange fire on you, then what ends up happening is the covering comes off of the person, and then it's revealed who they really are, and that is strange fire all along. That's why you see people getting exposed. I said, no. Oh no, I was scared. I was scared. I said, oh. Got back in alignment. I said, I got too much invested in me. That's Louise Critton. Investing in me. A mantle of prayer. There's James Henderson. Invested in me. I got too much. Grace Henderson. Invested in me. I got too much. I got too much in me. I got too many that's done poured into me. Doris Jackson. I got too many that's done poured into me. Brother Harold. Brother Arnold. I got too much, man. My investment became greater. And what was invested in me is what caused me to get myself together. Because what they had invested was power. It was staying power. My investment is what kept me. It's still keeping me now. What was invested? It made me think about just being a marriage ceremony. At the end of it, you say, by the powers vested in me. You see? See, it was too much invested in Delphine. I ain't got time. That's why I don't fool that word. Because it's too much done been invested. See? If you allow it to be invested in you, it'll give you a tenacity. It'll give you a staying power. And then you'll deal with the situations and you'll shake that mess off. If someone will come try to offend you, man, get that. Shake that mess off and keep right on moving. Because of the investment. The investment has to be greater. Lord, help us, please. I say, God, help me, please. It's too much in the investment. I got too much invested in this for me to quit. I got too much invested in this for me to lose. Too much invested in this. I gotta win. I'm destined to win. Already. It's too much invested in me. The Christ that gave his life for me, and I know it now. It ain't just something I heard. I know it personally. I've had a one-on-one encounter with him. So I know it personally. Christ has been too good to me. I know it personally. Hands done been laid on me that has affirmed me. So I know it personally. Oh, shoot, man, please. Oh, woe unto the people that will allow hands to be laid on them and to be publicly affirmed in folk, and you walk off. You silly. You, honey, you better get to your investment. You better run real fast to your investment. And what's done been put, you better stop being stupid and stop being crazy. Stop letting your flesh mess you all up. You better get to your investment, honey. It's too much done been invested when them hands done got laid on you, and some of them been spoke over your life to take your life in a direction and all, and to speak power into you. Girl, you crazy. Y'all ain't finna get me like that, Deacon. I'm too smart to be dumb. I'm too smart to be dumb. It's too much done been invested, honey. It's too many investments in here. Oh no, it's too many investments in this chick right here. That's why I'm not your average chick. Because there's too much invested in me, see. I ain't walking around with nothing in me. I got substance. I got too much substance in me. Too much substance. Doris Jackson used to sit down and do whole lessons with me. And all pouring into me. I used to sit there with Brother Joe while he studied and all, and would glean words from him. Too much in me, honey. I got too much in me. You hear me? I used to sit on the phone and listen to him and Sister Grace pray, and it would be for hours at the time, and I just had a phone at my ear, letting prayer go into me. I got too much invested in me. Do you hear me? It's too much in me for me to just let something stop me. That's why it's hard to get me to stop on something, because of the investments. Lord help me today. It's too much invested in me for me to quit.